changing your life one story at a time. This is the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast with Editor-in-Chief Amy Newmark.
Hey, it's Amy Newmark with your daily dose of Chicken Soup for the Soul inspiration to make you simply happy. I'm done with New Year's resolutions now, and I'm ready to move on and talk about Valentine's Day since it's only a week away. So this next story is one that I did find in our book about resolutions, but that's just a coincidence because this story, Drop That Spatula, is actually about romance and how to improve a long-standing marriage. Mandy Hawk says that her marriage had become a little too routine. Her husband, Pete, would come through the door at about 5 o'clock each afternoon, right when Mandy was making dinner. And she would acknowledge that he had arrived, but then she would keep on cooking. And she says she has to admit that the real reason she was happy to see him was that then he could help out and get their 2 young daughters to take their baths after a day in their backyard sandbox. But Pete didn't object. He would drop off his lunchbox in the kitchen, he would peck his wife on her cheek, and he would trudge right up the stairs to supervise the girls' bath time. And there was nothing wrong with their marriage. Dinner was nice, and the girls chattered about their days, and Pete and Mandy exchanged smiles. And then they would fall into bed exhausted after the girls went to bed. Mandy says they were doing a great job of being parents. The girls were happy and healthy. They were clean. They were well-fed. But what wasn't well-fed was Mandy and Pete's marriage. That was malnourished. So one day, Mandy decided she had had enough of this dreary routine. She needed to stop viewing Pete as her backup, the other half of a 2-person tag team who must spring into action immediately upon coming home from work. She decided to view Pete not just as her partner in chores and childcare, but as her partner in life and love. She needed to restore that side of their partnership as well. So the next day, when Pete came home at 5 o'clock, Mandy put down her spatula and she turned around, and for just a few seconds, she focused on Pete. She smiled, she said hello, she gave him a big hug. She didn't treat him like he was just reporting for duty on his second shift. And she says he looked so surprised and happy. And that night, everything was different. They talked, they laughed. She felt prettier and younger and happier. And Pete told her that he finally felt like he was appreciated, just because for a few seconds she turned around and really acknowledged that he was home and that he was important to her. Every evening after that, Mandy made sure to turn around and greet her husband and really focus on him. She might have been slightly less efficient. She might not have made sure that the girls got their baths, but her marriage was happier because for just a few seconds, she made Pete her first priority. And we get stories like this all the time. We're all doers and we want to make sure that everything gets done, but sometimes we have to show appreciation. And that is something I hear all the time from our writers, that stopping to express appreciation for someone makes a huge difference. So maybe that's the most romantic way to spend Valentine's Day this year, by making sure that your partner knows that he or she is appreciated and not just part of the team with a to-do list. Now, we're going to be talking about love again later this week and also next week as we prepare for Valentine's Day. But come back tomorrow for a different kind of love and the amazing story of how a lost dog was reunited with her human through a miraculous set of events. That story is from our new Random Acts of Kindness book. Thanks for listening to the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast today. If you want to read some great tips about marriage and appreciation, please go to our website and check out our books about love and marriage at chickensoup.com. And if you'd like to start receiving your own daily email with a free Chicken Soup for the Soul story, please visit our website, scroll down to the bottom, and click on newsletters to see all your choices.